Yes, Jumani, also known as Juby and Watchna, is always Arsenal. It's always something with Arsenal. This time we a bit late. It's always Arsenal is actually late with our review. But nevertheless, we were monitoring the situation, of course, with the passing of the Queen. We know that the entire Premier League postponed the round of matches last weekend. And of course, we, Arsenal, we postponed our PSV game in the Europa League. And of course, all in recognition of the passing of the Queen and, of course, the logistics taking place in London and England by extension. Now, our last game would have been played last week, Thursday, against Zurich away from home, and we came out 2-1 we came out with a 2-1 win against Zurich. I am thinking about the fact that they scored on us because, again, I mean, it was totally against the run of play. But nevertheless, we came out with a victory. Big goal by Marquinhos. Of course, he definitely, you saw the pride, the passion, and the joy after scoring his debut goal for Arsenal. And of course, kudos for him. Of course, Vieira featured in the match and looked well as well. He played nice football, but ultimately we would see more of those two players in particular gradually coming into the fray. I was really impressed with Marquinhos. Of course, he reminded me of Oxlade Chamberlain in terms of his stature and in terms of his aggression when attacking players and tussling to win back the ball. He like an Ox, but he's not the Ox. Ox is now playing with a different team. But I'm just comparing him with Oxdale Chamberlain. But he definitely performed and deserved the goal. And of course, I must say that game in particular, it felt good because it's not Champions League, but it's Europa League, and our players who don't necessarily get the game time in the Premier League, they actually took that opportunity like a Champions League match and definitely performed. Disappointed with the fact that we conceded, but those players actually performed, and I'm looking forward to the rotation because we know that one, this is a World Cup year, so in November into December, it's gonna be difficult for the momentum, but coming back after the World Cup, we definitely would want to see our players as fit as possible. Hopefully, we go back in the market in January and bring in three other players just to maintain our quest towards top four, which I feel strongly about in terms of qualifying. But ultimately, prior to the World Cup, we need to manage our players as we go into these next 2 months or so of football and maintain that top position. We're in top, We are on top of the league. Don't forget that, Despite all the postponement of games, we are still on top of the league. And our next game is against Brentford. And I really just hope that Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Magalhaes, that's how you pronounce his last name. But nevertheless, they didn't make Brazil's upcoming matches teamless, but they are very much important to our team. All three of those players are very much important to our team, and I really hope that they could take the time to bond and practice with the Arsenal camp, the players who don't necessarily travel with their respective national teams. And we move forward because we had to maintain that top position at least for as long as possible, especially with the World Cup coming in the middle of the season and all of these games when they come talking about the FA Cup and all these other cups, the Europa Cup and everything. So, big victory against Zurich. PSV game postponed, and we have Brentford next. So, looking forward because watch now, it's always Arsenal.